Hello again, flamenco and classical guitar friends. This is my second attempt at making this video. The first time I tried to get fancy with the recording and it didn't work, unfortunately. So hopefully this time it'll work. So this is my review of the interaction, the long-term relationship and collaborative work that I have had with Andy Culpepper, who is a flamenco and classical guitar builder, maker, luthier that is based in upstate New York in the United States. And I have one of his guitars that is the first fully handmade, luthier made, one person, all in one shop instrument that I had the pleasure of acquiring. And I had mentioned before in my first iteration of this video how I felt like I had been playing for a reasonable amount of time, but I never expected myself or imagined myself to be worthy of an instrument like this, because I felt like only the greats like Paco or those folks get to play these kinds of instruments. And I realized that was a little bit a mentality that perhaps was not very helpful, because you understand when you get an instrument like this why it is such an upgrade, because it's just so personal. It's something that you have made to your specifications, to your needs, so that it fits you well, and it sounds just amazing, works really well, very reliable. So yeah, I wanted to talk about that interaction that I've had with Andy. So I've known Andy for a long time. So we are both members of this online flamenco forum called Foro Flamenco. And I've probably known him for more than a decade. And we started out as both being aficionados of flamenco guitar and playing flamenco guitar. And then he decided he wanted to make his own flamenco guitar. And when he did, everyone was really impressed that it sounded really great. And he took that as an opportunity to go full-time into making guitars. And over the years, his craft has just evolved tremendously, and now he has guitars all over, and they're being featured at some of the most famous guitar shops, and he has really his trajectory has been just skyrocketing. And so I was lucky to be part of that journey and to see how he evolved and continues to evolve. And what I wanted to talk about was not just the instrument, but the person, right? And Andy Culpepper himself and the interactions that I've had with him. And so I've interacted with him as a luthier. He's been my go-to person, basically, for all of the instruments that I've played, whether they were pretty simple, straightforward, factory-made instruments or more refined, sophisticated instruments. He's been sort of my guru or my guide for everything guitar, right? And I've sent him instruments. He's set them up for me. He's modified them according to my requests. And I finally felt like it, because I was so impressed by all of the outcomes, that I wanted to go for the full experience and have him make me a guitar from scratch, basically. And we decided to start that journey in 2017. And I was hoping to get his number 100 guitar, which have been a great milestone for him and for me. Luckily, another person, or actually what ended up happening is that another person was the lucky one to get that instrument, but I got number 99, which I think is pretty cool as well. And basically I had him make me a traditional blanca. I didn't want something extremely fancy or out of the ordinary. I wanted to keep it simple because that's how I prefer to do things. You guys probably know I don't overcomplicate things usually with music or things in general. But of course, I wanted some customization so that it would work well for me. And that's what we did. And so we had a conversation, we went through all of the possible options, we discussed how those things would be done, the aesthetics, the functionality of it. I was interested in a cutaway because I wanted easier access to the higher frets, and of course we were able to get that done. I also was interested in electronics, and I wanted to be able to play the guitar with a strap standing up, and so we made that a possibility as well. And yeah, it took some weeks or months, and we had that discussion back and forth. He made the instrument for me, sent it to me. I was hoping to be able to go and visit him at the shop and be directly involved more closely in that process of making the instrument, but I was really busy, I couldn't. So he sent me the instrument. I played the guitar for a few weeks or months, and I decided I wanted some adjustments or tweaking. And so we communicated. I felt like it would be wiser for me to have him look at the guitar himself. We tried to make some of those adjustments remotely, but it was more effective to have him directly receive the instrument. He upgraded or adjusted the things that I wanted after I had tested it and sent it back to me, no issues, thankfully, in the shipping. And yeah, this is the instrument where we stand right now. And I am really, really very thrilled with this instrument. I play the guitar every day. It makes me want to go and play because I just like the sound of it so much, the feel, the playability is so good. It is so easy to play. It smells great. You know, the smell of really good wood is just amazing. Another really attractive quality. And the craftsmanship is just really very top notch. He has a very good attention and eye for detail. And even though I wasn't asking for something over the top, super fancy, he did everything that he did, which was traditional and to my expectation, extremely well. And so I just wanted to give Andy my highest recommendation, not just in terms of the instrument, but the interaction and the relationship you build with this person. And it may not be related directly to instruments that he's making, but having that person as your expert, as your guide to everything related to guitars, right? So with that, let me show you a little bit of what the instrument looks like visually. This is not a professional camera that I'm using, I'm just using my phone, but it'll give you an idea hopefully, and then I'll just play something very briefly so that you can get a sense of what it sounds, just for completeness sake. Of course, it'll be my phone's microphone, but you can check some of my other videos where I've used some nicer gear to record the sound. So here's the guitar, this is the label, hopefully you can see this, and the rosette, some very good, very level frets. I like the headstock design. These are the machine heads that I decided to get. I'm not a huge fan of pegs, and so I prefer the simplicity of machine heads. Really nice nut with good slots. And of course the cutaway. And a nice 12-hole bridge and a tiny golpeador here in case the string snaps so it doesn't damage the finish. Of course the golpeador is here. And then, like I said, I have the electronics in there. And so this is the electronics and this is the strap pin. He has some really good bindings that I really like on the guitar as well. This is my trusty guitar support. Diego, hello, the Euro music. And this is the back. I decided to go with this more symmetrical spread heel design, which I think looks very nice. And the neck. So yeah, really nice Blanca, very reasonable pricing, very fair, I think, very fair for what you're getting. And so let me play just a little bit so that you'll get a sense, and we'll wrap up. Alright, so I hope this video gave you a bit of an idea. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll leave Andy's website in the description below, and have a great day.